Welcome back to the Blue Chip Breakdown. It's day 4 of fall camp, and last day in Shell's last day of practice for the first week. We'll be back on Monday. We have Sunday tomorrow off, and we'll be fully padded, and that is the real true start of football season. So just going through some of the regular drills. I'm having to get this video out a little bit sooner than I normally do. So as far as like the practice notes and things like that usually come out, I'm not going to have much of an update on that. So I'll just kind of go through what I'm seeing here with how everyone looks. So far, so good. You know, these are just the same drills that we see them going through in spring. This is essentially just kind of like, I don't want to call it a warm up, but it's just pretty much just like honing in on the fundamentals type stuff. So there's Big Joe to Dante Thornton. I think that's going to be a really, really good duo. It just seems like he's really comfortable throwing it to him. And for some reason, Joe throws much more accurate passes to Dante. And Keaton, I've been hearing a lot of good things about him from everybody. They say that he looks like the most consistent player, but for some reason, the clips that they're giving us, he's dropping passes. I think he's dropped more passes in the clips that we've seen than anybody else. Something else of note here, I'm just noticing that the quarterbacks are missing a little bit higher here. You'll see most of them, their passes just tend to be a little high. At least it seems like it's high. And I think that just comes from being tired. Like I said, I think yesterday, you know, these guys are literally practicing so much, and they're not just practicing. They've got a lot of films and, film rooms and meetings, and they're going pretty much all day, y'all. So they are exhausted mentally and physically. But this is where you get better. This is when you get into football shape. So I'm fully expecting after our time off tomorrow for them to come back on Monday and for us to see a really crisp team. So, you know, that's what we're looking forward to right there. Keaton looked a lot better in that catch, and that was a much better pass as well. Nico, man, he's just, look at that spiral on that football. You know, he throws the ball really, really effortlessly. And it just looks like it's such a soft ball. It looks like it's really easy to catch, whereas Joe's passes tend to look a little bit harder. So looking forward to that. You know, obviously Joe's going to do well this season, but I think that factor of the ball being a little bit more catchable is something that Nico definitely has. Gaston Moore, look at boy, I mean, that ball gets out of his hand quick. Really, really fast. So Ollie Lane looking good right here, going through some of these shoot-esque type drills, just staying low in the takeoff, driving your feet, a little bit of board work. Absolutely necessary. Big Shamarod, he's looking good. I think that we're really super deep. Something that Paris and I were talking about yesterday is what the team will look like next season and what positions are we really going to be needing. Offensive line was a position that we found is that, hey, we've got a lot of depth there. There's a lot of young guys there, so shouldn't be too much of a drop-off there. Gerald Mincy, back up at left tackle. I asked this question yesterday, you know, could he slide in and play some guard as a starter and maybe give us a little bit of a higher ceiling on that offensive line? Probably not, but, it's just a thought. So the Nico Slaughter, we talked about this, think he's probably going to be our starter, at least one of our starters. And also something of note, it sounds like the coaching staff is looking to put Warren Burrell at the star position and maybe even at safety. So I'm pretty happy to see that because I think that he's a very talented player and I think that he can fit in somewhere. I feel like that cornerback room is just a little bit too crowded. And I'm going to tell y'all this. If somebody, please leave this down in the comments section if you understand what the point of this drill is with the towel on your neck. To me, what this is simulating is, you know, we're going to keep our hands in place. And obviously, you know, this is like a press drill, right? This is like a getting off of the line of scrimmage drill, you know, and staying in phase there. So it's a good footwork drill. What I don't like about that drill is that within those 5 yards, cornerbacks have every single right to put their hands on a guy to slow them down and to get them off of their routes. That's something that I feel like has been lost in football recently. So sorry to go off on a tangent, but that kind of stuff right there, it just, you know, I don't want to call for anybody's job or say that anyone, you know, doesn't need to be on this staff. But if there's anybody that I wouldn't mind see go, it would probably be Willie Martinez. I just don't understand stuff like this. And if you look at what our secondary has been for the past couple of years with all the talent that we've had, they've definitely underperformed, I would say, to say the very least. And as quiet as this has been kept, the secondary, we're going to miss a lot of these guys next season. Most of these guys are upperclassmen. They're seniors, redshirt seniors. Maybe one or two of them may have a COVID year. But for the most part, man, that secondary is going to be all freshmen and sophomores next season. Maybe one or two juniors sprinkled in there. So we really have to take advantage of the experience that we have in that group right now. So this drill right here, this is a wrap and roll. The same thing that we saw from the cornerbacks. And you see some of these guys, they really, it's really, what's the word I'm looking for? It's really violent, right? So that's what you would want to see out of this. You want to see guys that are really violent. So look, right here, turn time, that wasn't a very violent roll. And usually the guys that are more violent on that roll are going to be much better open field tacklers. Now, this right here, this is one-on-one. So this is Arian Carter, linebacker, versus McCallan Castles, tight end. So they're basically blocking here. And they're trying to get to the quarterback, who is the guy in the black shirt with the football. So right here, we've got Ben Bolton versus Dylan Sampson. So this is what worries me about Dylan Sampson. He's a great running back, but whenever you see things like that, we saw last season that missed block that got Hendon Hooker killed. It's little things like that that definitely kind of scare you with his size and with his stature. And that's why I really like the Cam Seldons and the, Keiths that are much bigger bodies. Right here, this is Okoye. He's the guy from Africa that we got from NFL Europe. And I mean, he looks really good, dude. He's really tall, really long, and really, really strong. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he's going to do. If they can teach him how to run routes and catch that football, he's going to be a serious problem. Right here, we've just got some form tackling. You see that pop, see that burst out of Arian Carter and out of Bigelow. Caleb Perry working on getting off blocks right here, shedding some blocks. But that's pretty much it for this film, y'all. It was a much shorter day today. It wasn't very much film to get out, but wanted to make sure that we got this out to you, and we've got tomorrow off. So we'll see y'all back on Sunday. As always, thank y'all so much for tuning in. Please remember to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, share it with your friends and family, and we'll see y'all on Monday. Thanks. Peace.